Hey, I don't know if you watched the Winter Olympics, but there's something that happened in this year's Winter Olympics that I think is a major, major lesson for creatives like you and me. Hey, what's up? I'm Kevin with Kolbe Creative Media, and this is another episode of my ongoing video podcast, Creative Dude Talk, or Creative Dude Talk, however you want to do it. But I love the Winter Olympics. I love watching the events for a couple of reasons. One, I don't understand a lot of the events. And two, I would probably get really hurt trying them. But we're watching the other night. We're watching the women's Super G, which is just stands for something. They just these women athletes go crazy fast downhill. And we're watching it. And, you know, Lindsey Vonn was there, and she didn't do as well as I think people thought she would do. And they have this woman that comes down, and she's leading the pack, and it's amazing, and she's super fast. And the two guys doing the commentary basically say, you know, we're looking at the rest of the pack. There's like 15, something like that, skiers left, and we don't think there's anybody else that can really overtake it. So NBC cuts away to something else. Okay. The problem is, though, there was somebody left that could prove everybody wrong, and her name is Esther Modeski. Modeski? Yes, Esther Modeski. So here's what happened. They actually have to cut back because Esther was the last skier. I think she was number 25, 26, something like that. And she skates. She skis, I guess actually would be the appropriate term. I also don't do commentary for the Olympics either. And guess what? She won. She won by 1/100th of a second. In fact, there's this look on her face where she's standing there. Well, the announcers are almost stumbling over themselves because they're just shocked. They can't believe it. And you know, I mean, I felt bad because I thought it was a little bit of a disrespect to any athlete that the commentaries would decide to, well, you know, there's nobody else here that can compete. It's like, have you never watched the Olympics? But this is what's amazing, and this is the lesson, I think, is that she won, and she gave it her all. So I actually think there's like three things that Esther taught me as a creative, and I wanted to share with you. And one is never give up on yourself. I mean, Esther was up there to compete like anybody else. Now, here's the kicker. She's a snowboarder, from what I understand, and she decided to do this event. And she's had evidently great success in snowboarding. I think I even read as she was growing up, she was into hockey, ice hockey. So this wasn't really technically her event. But I think she believed in herself. So the number one lesson I think for creatives that we can learn from Esther is never, ever doubt yourself. The second one is don't listen to the critics. Think about this. They not only, these commentators at the Olympics, these experts, these critics, had already looked at the rest of the field and said, there's nobody else here that can compete. The problem is, though, Esther didn't get that word and evidently believe it. So could you imagine if they had said, hey, Esther, there's no sense in competing. There's no sense in trying because you don't have a shot at it. So I think that's another lesson for creatives is never, ever give in to the critics. Don't listen to the critics. Don't listen to the experts when they tell you you can't. And the third lesson, I think, is go with what you got. Here's the kicker. The skis that she used weren't even hers. They were actually a used set of skis from another skier. Now, whether she didn't have any or didn't bring them, but she actually used what she had. And again, I think that's a lesson for creatives is that we get hung up on gear and what we should use and how we should edit and things like that. When in reality, if we have the God-given creative gifts, whatever those gifts may be, yours may be dancing, yours may be singing, yours may be drawing, yours may be photography. Go with what you have and use what you have, and don't let the gear trip you up. But I thought, as I was watching that, I thought, wow, these are powerful lessons that I think creatives need to remember, that you've got to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, other people may not, and that's what you need to keep going. That don't give in to the critics when they tell you you can't, you're not good enough, you shouldn't try that. You don't even have to prove them wrong. Just believe in yourself and don't give in to them and go with what you've got. Because sometimes we let the other things hinder us from creating. So anyway, I was really impressed with her. I hope this inspires you. You know, if you're not watching the Olympics, there's stories and stories like this. But for all you Esther Modeskis out there, keep at it, believe in yourself, don't give up, and go with what you got. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, or the Olympics. If you want to just talk about the Olympics, wherever you're watching this on, you can comment it. Share this with somebody if you think it would help them. And if I can help you in any way with your creative ideas or video marketing, you can find me on kevinkolbe.com, and I'm on a lot of social media platforms at Kevin Kolbe Dude. And as always, thanks for watching. Love to hear from you. Have a great today.